3 men were arrested this week after allegedly stealing 18,000 gallons of gas at one station, as well as participating in an organised ring where they stole fuel in multiple counties. Workers at the Ricky Rockets gas station at 1910 South Jupiter Road in Garland, Texas, alerted police after growing suspicious of a white truck that kept showing up. Following a multiple county investigation, 42-year-old Joxon Santos Legan, 30-year-old Rafael Vazquez Unsaga, and 30-year-old Julio Benitez Hernandez were arrested 150 miles northeast of Garland in Bowie County on Thursday the 13th of April. Investigators surveilled the suspect's truck to Bowie County where the men were allegedly found with 1,500 gallons of stolen gas. Authorities said that the theft spans multiple counties. Garland Police spokesman Felicia Jones said there's no telling how many different locations and how many times and how much was taken each time they made a trip. Authorities said the suspects are accused of pumping the gas at a normal rate while slowing down the meter. The box truck has an internal storage system for the stolen gas. The suspects were booked into the Bowie County Jail and will eventually be transferred back to Garland. They face fuel theft charges in Garland, Bowie and Franklin County. The investigation into the matter continues. 2 men who were reported missing this month have been found dead inside a storage unit in Boston Brighton's neighbourhood of Massachusetts. On the morning of Saturday the 15th of April, the bodies of 28-year-old Pavel Vekshin and 37-year-old Kirill Shukin, a married couple from Medford, were discovered inside of a unit at the ice storage at 145 Beacon Street after investigators executed a search warrant. The couple were reported missing by friends and co-workers on the 9th of April, but had not been seen or communicated with since the 30th of March. Both men died of multiple stab wounds, and their bodies were found inside rubber storage bins. Kirill's body was dismembered and was found among several of those bins. 37-year-old Leonid Volkov of Medford was arrested in connection with the couple's death and has been charged with their murders. Authorities said that additional charges will be brought against Leonid, who was known to both victims. The Brighton storage unit where the victims' bodies were found in was rented by Leonid, who used Kirill's name to do so. In addition, bleach, rubber gloves and other items that were traceable to Leonid were found inside that unit. The medical examiner's office ruled Pavel and Kirill's death a homicide. Investigators learned that Kirill had been a guarantor on the lease for Leonid's apartment in Medford. Kirill, however, after getting involved in a dispute with Leonid, had recently declined to be a guarantor on the lease extension, which resulted in Leonid being evicted from that apartment. Investigators believe that Leonid and Kirill met in a rented U-Haul truck, and Leonid was driving on the 29th of March. Authorities said that Leonid was allegedly seen on the video entering and leaving the Locust Street apartment building, where Kirill lived in the days after the last time Pavel and Kirill were reportedly seen. Medford police located the U-Haul truck that Leonid and Kirill were spotted in at the ice storage facility where the bodies were found. It's believed that Leonid was using the truck to transport items from the victim's Locust Street apartment to the storage facility. Leonid was arrested without incident on Saturday night in North Attleboro. He's scheduled to be arraigned on Tuesday in Somerville District Court. The investigation into the matter continues. Authorities are investigating the fatal shooting of a man at an apartment complex on Thursday afternoon. At around 12:40 p.m. on the 13th of April, authorities responded to an apartment complex at 469 Glenmar Road in Glen Burnie, Maryland on reports of shots fired. When officers arrived, they found 26-year-old Brandon DeCarlos Williams unresponsive with multiple gunshot wounds. Medics arrived shortly thereafter and pronounced Brandon dead at the scene. The gunman was described as having a thin build and was last seen wearing all dark clothing. The motive of the shooting is unclear. Police are still searching for the suspect as the investigation into the matter continues. 40-year-old Nicole Marie Crandall was charged in connection to the fatal overdose of a man over the weekend. At 6:18 a.m. on Saturday the 15th of April, authorities responded to a home in the 3200 block of West 13th Street in Davenport, Iowa, on reports of an unresponsive man. Nicole told dispatchers that he wasn't moving and that he must have had taken one of her sleeping pills. When first responders arrived, the man was pronounced dead at the scene. The man's name has not been released. Officers searched Nicole's purse and found needles and a burnt spoon, all of which is commonly used to inject heroin. Nicole admitted to buying heroin and bringing it to the man's home at around 5 p.m. on Friday, and they both used it later that night at around 9:30 p.m. Nicole said the man almost immediately nodded out and didn't wake up. She said she thought the man was sleeping until around 6 a.m. when she tried to wake him up. Nicole said she admitted that she knew the victim overdosed on heroin in the past and had been taken to a hospital for treatment. Nicole of Red Island, Illinois is charged with possession with intent to deliver heroin and involuntary manslaughter. If convicted on both charges, she faces up to 15 years behind bars. A judge on Sunday set her bond at $10,000 cash only. She has a preliminary hearing scheduled for the 26th of April. The investigation into the matter continues.